And welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the fabulous Arizona Center.
Indeed.
Yes, we are. And we are also here with a fabulous guest. We have Mr. Scott Evans here
and
today.
I'm so excited because look at what's on the table.
I know.
Yes.
It's
We've
definitely
been teased with what it is.
But
They told me it was show and tell.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I see that you have the name of what you do on your shirt.
I am a walking billboard.
That's
I couldn't
good.
resist.
Good marketing. Good
Thank
marketing.
you,
Yeah.
thank you.
So before we dive into this fabulous thing, what is soul song healing vibration?
I am a certified sound healing practitioner. So if anyone's familiar with crystal bowls and chimes, basically it's a holistic alternative way for people to gain healing, people with PTSD, trauma, anything like that. So I made my debut on Halloween night of 2020. Quite a way to break in.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a ride since then, but it's great just being out there, educating people about vibrational sound therapy and just helping people.
So how does sound heal? Like what exactly is happening there?
Great question. So, it's sound healing, it kind of gets lumped in with New Age at times. But what I try to educate people on, it's not new at all. You could really go back to Egyptian times. The Egyptians were using sound, and I think it actually goes back before then. More recently, you have Nikola Tesla and Einstein who told us everything is energy. Everything in the universe holds a certain vibrational frequency. So I named my business Soul Song because we all have our own energy signature, or as I like to call it, soul song. The sound frequencies, your body basically takes them in and it knows what to do. So I tell my attendees, don't think about anything, be in your heart and just receive. And when you receive the sound frequencies, it resets your blueprint and takes you back to your original energy signature or soul song.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you done a sound healing before, Marshall?
I have.
Yeah, I have
It
too.
was a group session
Yes.
where it's like there were a variety of gongs that went off. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us then, I hope, to this thing.
And what about you? Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done it
Okay.
multiple times.
Ah, okay.
Very nice.
And I actually, there was a point in my life where I wanted to at least do it once a month because I felt so moved, like my energy just felt cleared when I was able to do it. But it was hard finding a place because the place I was going was like, you didn't book a spot in advance, you just showed up, and sometimes it would be full when you got there. So I was like, well.
We'll get you in with me, and we can get to that in a minute. I've got horses as well, so I've got a whole
That's right,
healing
you have
environment.
an equine element. Yeah,
Yes.
do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
So in 2021, I had my prior place where I was doing sound healing. That came to an end after 8 months. And I was kind of at a place where it was like, well, what do I do now? And I thought, let's just go big or go home.
Yeah.
And I had that in the back of my mind for a long time. How can I combine my love of animals with my love of sound? And I reached out to someone, my friend Sarah Williamson with Loving Connections out in Cave Creek.
Yeah.
They have a nonprofit for where they use equine horses and help people with PTSD and things like that. I called her up and I said, I got a crazy idea. Why don't we do sound baths with horses? And she said, well, I've actually been looking for someone, but I was too lazy to go out and find them. And here you are, you're my guy.
That's
I said, yes,
perfect.
I'm your guy.
Serendipitous. That's awesome.
It was. So I did that out in Cave Creek for about a year, and then eventually Sarah ended up moving, and I was without a home.
Yeah.
And I just kind of put out my bat signal to the universe. I had a story out on Facebook that I was looking for a new home, and my friend Becca, who volunteers at Equine Connections in Gilbert, which is owned by Virginia McCartney, she said, I found your new home. Let's do this. Wow. So now I do sound bath meditations with horses out in Gilbert at Equine Connections, where my friend Becca does the meditation, and then I come in and do the sound, and then we have the horses as well, and it's a whole big healing environment. It's amazing.
So I'm having a hard time so like, are the horses just around?
They are.
Okay.
In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because my first event that I did with Becca, some people sort of keep the horses, they lead them around and they've got them, whereas Becca said, no, the horses are just going to roam free.
Okay.
And I said, that's amazing.
Yeah.
See, because the horses, they're more intuitive than us when it comes to energy. They know exactly what to do. So sometimes they'll come up and just stand next to the attendees if they feel that you've got something going on this month and you really need some assistance, or they'll stand back and just hold space. They are very intuitive that way.
That's really cool. Totally not the same thing, but I was on Instagram the other day and there was a musician that was like, I wanted to combine my love of music with animals, so he started reaching out to like rescue centers and wildlife animal centers and playing his music for the animals, and they would, all of them, even these wild animals that the trainers and everybody were like, it's not going to come out, it's not going to come to you, would come right up to him, and it was so cool to see. It was one of my favorite videos. But
absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, I would love to. It's funny you bring this up because my friend just sent me an invite on Facebook to try an equine sound bath, and I wonder if it's yours.
I hope it's mine.
I feel like it's probably yours.
I hope it's mine.
Because she lives in Gilbert, so that would make
that would make
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's settled. Yeah. You're gonna come.
Okay. It's happening. Yeah, no, that's really cool. So you said you have a love of horses. Tell me about, like, how does that immediately go from, I do music, I also want to do music with horses? Like, how did you decide to make that jump?
I grew up with animals. You know, we had 17 cats and 20 dogs. My dad was a hunter. We had hunting dogs, and every time you would lay down and take a nap, you've got a cat on your head, at your feet. Just grew up with animals. And then I dated a girl in high school that owned a horse, and just always loved animals. And I just became aware that how advanced the animals really are. Because we like to think, well, we've got this technology, we're the advanced ones, us human beings. Really, the animals are more advanced than we are. They are very plugged in. They don't need a smartphone. They just are plugged into the consciousness, and they read energy. And once I figured that out, I said, well, I know, and the horses, by the way, they are really the main sort of heavyweights. They are the real energy transmuters of the animal kingdom. Okay. And once I came into awareness of that, I said, I know who I want to team up with.
Yeah.
They're doing the heavy lifting. I'm just showing up with a few sound instruments, but they're really moving the sound. And whenever you hear a horse sort of make that sound, that means they're clearing and transmuting energy. They're moving energy either through themselves or the people around them. And once I figured that out, I said, that's who I'm teaming up with.
Yeah. I love
very
that.
cool.
That is very cool.
So is it show and tell time? Is it show and
I
tell
know.
time?
I was like, can we talk about
I think it's show and tell time.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell on camera just like how beautiful this is, but like it's stunning. Like just visually, it's stunning. Yeah, please tell us.
I'm so excited. I have not played this in an event yet. This just got shipped to me from Nepal. It is handcrafted out of bronze metal. So we've all seen the reels on Instagram and Facebook of the sound healers, right, playing the two bowls at once.
Yes.
Looks pretty cool. So what I want to get across is, though, when you're playing two notes at the same time, you really need to be aware of the notes that you're combining. Are they healing? Do they sound good? Or are they dissonant? You could really throw someone's nervous system out of whack unless you really know the notes that you're combining. What makes this special is this combines the C and the G notes together. It's known by a lot of musicians as the perfect fifth interval, meaning that these two notes, the C and the G, go together perfectly. It sounds good and it feels good. And I'm going to start using this at the end of my events because it's made out of metal. It's very grounding. So once I play the crystal bowls, I can use this to bring people back down. So
yeah, okay.
So shall we? So should we do it? All right. How do those two notes together sound to you?
It's beautiful. Like my heart is smiling.
Right, exactly.
I don't know how else to say it.
And you can just see those two notes, they just go together. Feels good, sounds
right.
good.
I mean, they're almost like, it's like I'm feeling this like almost cyclical of where they're just spinning off of each other.
It is grounding though, you're right. That's a very grounding.
So when you come to my event, now you know what I'll do at the end to ground you back down.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Scott, how do people come to one of your events or learn more about you?
Yes, I'm a walking billboard, Soul Song Healing Vibrations. I know it's a mouthful, but if you just search for that on Instagram or Facebook, you'll find me. And I'm doing an event monthly at Equine Connections in Gilbert. And I have to mention this because I'm so excited. I've got a couple things in the works. For all you people in the West Valley, I've got something coming, I hope, in Peoria, Glendale, as well as Sedona.
Woo!
I'm working on a Sound Bath with Horses event. So come find me on social media. No matter where you live, I've got an event.
I love it. Okay.
And what is your tag on social media? So people can find you on Instagram?
Yes, Soul Song Healing Vibrations.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Scott.
you.
This
Thank you
was
so much.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing a sound healing with you. Please definitely check out his website and attend one of these, especially if you haven't before. I think you'll be really blown away by what you'll experience. We are going to take another break, and we'll be right back. We have another guest for you. We've got things to do.
More cool stuff
More
coming
cool
up,
stuff.
some history, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.